Hey y'all, just before I go ahead and start playing this video, I just wanted to say, one, I know my hair is really messy. It's just like, this Texas weather is making my hair super duper frizzy, and so I apologize for that. And I understand that in this video, I look like I have nothing to say, and I just keep on stuttering words, but just to make you guys clear that this topic is something that I get really nervous talking about, and these channels are something that I get nervous talking about and sometimes feel very ashamed of. So that's why I might sound like I'm stuttering my words, but please watch it still. So enjoy.
Hey guys, I know you haven't seen my face on this channel in a long time, specifically 2.5 years. And I feel like this video is going to basically sort of explain why. And I am very sorry. There have been points where I was debating on uploading onto this channel, but for some reason, things just went over my head. And I think a lot of girls that used to be on the group that I'm going to be talking about really feel the same way. This video took me around 4 different tries to film, and I've actually tried to film this video like years and years ago, but I never had the guts to do so. And so with this pandemic going around and everyone's gonna be stuck at home for God knows how long, I thought that this would be a very good opportunity to just bring up some of my experience, and I would like to talk about it to you guys. And I just wanted to bring like an apology for my absence on this channel. Before I get started, I actually did upload a lot of my old SAK videos, and they're in a playlist, and all the videos are unlisted, so if you want to go check those out and relive some old memories, enjoy them as much as I did looking back on old memories. And yeah, I'm just now going to get started with all the talking that I will be talking about in this video. Yes, in case if you don't know, I am a former member of the Sax channels, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know by now what happened to them. Whatever the manager did, it was very disgusting and very ruthless, and I just can't believe that it happened. But I also wasn't surprised based off of like his activity with other people, and I'm just thankful that it never happened to me. I'm not going to go into details about what happened. You can go ahead and look at some articles. I found some really good articles that are really helpful, including like a BuzzFeed one that I recently have seen, and I will link those in the description. And also the incident, the victim made a video, so my heart goes out to her too if you're watching this. So yeah, basically these group of channels, it was a group of 9 channels in total. As you may know, there were 7 super girls, 7 awesome kids, 7 perfect angels, 7 cool tweens, 7 twinkling tweens, 7 fantastic girls, 7 fabulous teens, 7 gymnastics girls, and 7 epic dancers. So there were 9 channels in total. They would do collaboration type skits, and each girl or member who was on for each of the days would have to make a weekly video based off of the theme that they've gotten. So yeah, I first originally auditioned through a completely bonus channel called Sax Unleashed, and so they uploaded a video on this bonus channel that you can get all audition info on. And back then you could make video responses to videos, and I made an audition in September of 2011, and somehow I made it on to 7 Awesome Kids as the Tuesday spot. So over the time that I've been on 7 Awesome Kids, it was a pretty fun experience to be on the channels for like the first few years, but there were some there became points where then it became less of a fun activity and more of a burden and just more of like a strenuous type of job. Basically, when I realized it was more of a job was when he would start giving out like pictures or like he would start giving out stats. And basically, what the stats were, it was just, it ranks everyone on the channels from like highest to lowest. And if you were on a very low part, then you would be considered to going on to the danger zone. And so another thing that also he would do that was more the basically business type was when we would get monetization, we would get 40% of the money made, and he would get the rest of the 60%. I don't think I was personally affected by this a lot because, frankly, I didn't make that as much views as everyone else did. But it was still money I felt like that could have been mine, and I know there were girls that were affected by this money policy more, and there are still people that don't have money that was like reimbursed. So that sucks for a lot of people that were on the channels, including me, and yeah. So going back to the stats. After making videos and 7 Awesome Kids for around a couple of years, my stats fell into what was called the danger zone. Basically, I wasn't making the better quality videos that I should have. Personally, I could attest that I just wasn't putting enough effort, and I know about this now. But at the same time, just hearing those words, reading those words through email was just like, literally my heart sank to my stomach. I could not believe it. The email when I got when I was first threatened to be in the danger zone was actually the first email I've gotten listing all the rules and regulations and dress codes that were needed for the channels, what is recommended to be top on the list. And so I tried to follow the dress code, although as much as I absolutely hated wearing specific outfits, I just did what I could, but my stats were still not going too well anyway. I also got a lot of hate comments because just from my presence on being on the channels, I feel like there were even some points where the dislike ratio was almost more than the like ratio on most of my videos, and I would get comments going like, "Oh, she's a bad actress. Lose some weight, you big fat ugly pig," and just a lot of nasty comments, and also a lot of comments from weird old men, as you would guess from being on the channels. You would get comments from a lot of old men. So just like seeing all those comments can do a lot to someone's self-esteem and emotions. And since I was 12, turning 13 at the time, I just wasn't really in the right place to sink all those comments in. And it really took a toll on me, and I think it also took a toll on the quality of my videos, because I just lost motivation. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do anymore. It was a very dark point in my life. From like 2015 to 2017 was the biggest pitfall of being on the Sax channels just for me. And so I did what I had to do. I transferred down instead of quitting, because I was like, this is a very good paying job. I'm getting enough money, and I'll just stick with it, and hopefully I'll get better at the time. So then I transferred down to 7 Cool Tweens, where then I would work now harder as I ever did before, and nothing ever came out of it. And when I turned 13, I transferred over to Seven Fantastic Girls because I was not a tween anymore and a teenager, so I just had to transfer over. And I stayed on SFG for the last 2 years of my experience. So, then being on SFG, I would film a lot of videos. I was on the top of the ranks on SFG. I would remain being on the top for, I think, almost like a year and a half on end. And he just never paid attention to anyone that was on the lower channels. Because if you're not on 7 Supergirls or 7 Perfect Angels, he literally did not give a crap about you or any of your value on the channels, even if you have been on the channels for very long, like I was. There were even some people that were on lower channels like me who ended up transferring higher, and I just never got to. I was one of the lucky few who transferred low on the channels. There just came a point where I was like, what's the point? Why am I not transferring high enough? And so I sent an email talking about my concerns, and they just said I didn't have the right look to be on higher channels. Just hearing those words from your director and then hearing words in the comments just really sucked. But I'm really happy enough that I wasn't a favorite and I've never had to go over any really creepy experiences, but I just had a lot of like rude and shady ones, not only from him, but from just like other people as well, which really sucked. And I apologize to those that I'm talking about, because like all the girls and I are really, really close now. But there were some times where I would go to meet and greets and just be nervous for my life, because like I don't know like how close I could become with everyone that was like just from the internet, and it was really scary. I was just like very awkward and very annoying, and I'm pretty sure everyone else was too. I know it's definitely not my fault. I think the reason why we all like just acted this way was because of the directors. It has really just changed our mindsets, and I felt like there were some points where I just like wasn't myself, and I was putting on a show, and I just felt really fake. And those were just a couple of reasons why I decided to leave late in 2017. If you know, there was a sketch that came out in 2017 made by a comedian named Daniel Tosh, who basically threw SSG under the bus for inappropriate and pedophilic content. And so once my parents saw that video, and once I saw that video, I was like, looking back on just like everything that happened, from my experience, I'm just like, what could happen if this gets any worse? And we just kind of foreshadowed and just got worried about what could potentially happen to the channels, and so I decided to leave and not be associated with that any longer. The accusations that were made in 2017 became true a year later, in 2018, so that was that. Although there were a lot of bad memories on being in the channel, I would not trade anything that was memorable or good on the Slash channels for anything else in the world. And I just don't think anyone else that I personally know that like go to school with me and stuff don't necessarily have the same experience that I did, being on these channels, making videos once a week, every week for 6 years of their life. Like that on its own is a very unique experience, and I'm just glad to have been able to have that experience and be able to meet other people that did have that experience as well, and also recently, because of quarantine, be able to talk to a lot of these people and to know that they're actually really good people as well. Just makes me feel a lot more positive about myself. Now, all of you guys who have watched these videos or have just like known me personally now know what happens in real life, and I'm just really thankful for all you guys, and thank you guys for being super patient. I don't know if I'm going to be posting a lot more yet. It's still something that I'm thinking about. I just really needed a break from everything, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe I'll see you guys in a later video. Bye!